Hi, I'm Levin. I'm working with HDR on a graduation project about autonomous floor plan generation with multi-agent reinforcement learning. So take a look at the overall workflow. I'll be talking through about the input, the environment, the actions that each agent will take, uh, then the training model, and its objectives, and after all that and its application. For the input, this is defined by the user as the defined boundary of the exterior wall of the floor plan. uh, it is passed through into Rhino and Grasshopper, uh, then using Grasshopper to divide up the boundaries into precise square grids, uh, each around 1 square meter per grid. Then running through into Ladybug for a solar analysis for the sunlight solar hours uh, that each grid will take, uh, which helps the user to define where they want to put the core block. The core block contains the elevator and the fire staircases, uh, which will be then exported into an Excel file, that's a CSV file, for later use into Python. And taking a look into the actions. So the actions, the first proposed action was that the agent will grow uh, into 4 directions, up, down, left, and right. So we can have a look at the first version here. Uh, it will not grow to the right because it was blocked by one of the core block cells, as the whole row will not grow, but it will still grow to the left side because everything is blank. But let and have a look at version 2 is that I have changed it so that one blank cells are over 50% of the cells that the agent is trying to overtake. It will still grow. As you can see, it still grows towards the right side, only taking up the 2 cells, and also it still grows to the left. There's some actions that I want to add is by as the agent will withdraw the occupied cells from the 4 directions. So they will try to take back what it has already grown, uh, which allows more space for the other agents to grow, and they can move around in the space or the board. But the case is that uh, one or the code has been foundation based on the first movement. Uh, when trying to add another movement, everything has to be scratched. So unfortunately, I don't have any visual examples right now. Taking a look at the initial environment by combining all the actions and the board together, we can generate a board sort of like this. And the colored squares are the initial positions of the agents. One problem was raised by one of my tutors that if the agents can learn to spawn themselves throughout the learning phase, but the problem is that the action will be so different comparing to the growing and the withdrawing. It'll be so difficult to code it out. Uh, so a solution was suggested uh, by HDR is by adding another form of action, which is the withdrawn. So, so the agents they can grow and move along inside of the board, so that I can have preset spawn positions for the agents, and it wouldn't affect the final results. Taking a look at the training model, uh, the model will be trained to achieve these 3 objectives. First, currently, filling all blank cells, it has already been achieved, uh, which is just making the agents take a full, taking over the full board, have a 100% land coverage. Now I'm working on if all units have 70% areas covered in sunlight in winter, And the corridor objectives is something that if I have time at the end, I'll be proceeding into working into that. But for now, I'll be only trying to achieve the 70% objectives. And if everything is successful, it'll put into application. But if the user doesn't like the design or doesn't prefer the design, it'll go back to the training model. And that's it. Thank you.